Hey. Alright. We are just about getting started. Waiting for everybody to get settled. Hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday, or whenever you're listening to this. This is close to Thanksgiving, so of course things are going to be a little bit busy out on the streets, or at home, wherever you are. Today we're going to be talking about the ever so infamous in Max Busan and the famous Shining Gundam. And we have our specialists, Zerobase, stop on in and give their wisdom on the suit itself. It might take a while considering they might be procuring some of their replays at the moment, so it might take some time for something to watch to pop up, but I'll just give them some time, see what happens. We'll play along with it as far as we can go. But I do have a good feeling that this episode is going to be very enjoyable. After all, Zerobase is a specialist with Shining Gundam, a suit that's been regularly written off as the weakest 2.5K. And ultimately kind of looked down upon by some players. However, the suit itself does come with some very interesting quirks that will most likely blow up people that underestimate Shining Gundam, and also kind of give a little pause to Shining Gundam as well. But this part, we're just going to be seeing how that plays out in the end. So I'm just going to hop in. Shout out with Denso in the meantime. So, without further ado, get a shine on. Yep.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good, and you?
Another day, another dollar. I'm hanging
Mm-hmm. So, what's your feeling on Shining Gundam in the first place?
in. I mean, it seems kind of weak, if you ask me. Besides hyper mode,
Mm-hmm.
like it has a head Vulcans, it has a couple projectiles and everything. But it's like they're not very good. Head Vulcans in this game suck. The only head Vulcans I remember that even seem remotely good are Full Armor Unicorn Phase 3. Like everybody else's head Vulcans are worthless. Like the only Vulcans I ever find myself using besides FA Unicorn Phase 3 is Alex. And that's only because it can trigger a fastfall with assist call.
Hmm.
Because for context, like if you do normally assist main is a fastfall for Alex, but if your back but if your back is turned, I'm hearing some
Back.
uh but like if you do what's it called? If you veneer on the assist, like if your back is turned and then you main, it's not gonna fast fall. So you have to but if you have the Chobam armor on instead of the main, the regular main, you have the head Vulcan. And obviously with head Vulcans, if you are not looking at your opponent, your head Vulcans are just gonna fire.
Yeah.
So uh you can still assist main fastfall with Chobam armor. So that kind of makes it a little more tricky. But
Yeah.
like other than that, I don't really like. I haven't used Shining Gundam myself. Whoops, 1 second. There we go. You should hear me better now. I haven't used Shining Gundam myself, but like from what I've seen, like I rarely see it as it is. He just seems to struggle, and then go into hyper mode and go ham. It's kind of a hard suit to use from what I can tell.
And I probably can kind of contest against the idea of the Vulcans because some of the C2s have some really reliable stuff, like Strike. Yale Strike has some really good Vulcans. Same thing with the Kotsky, but to some degree. But
Yeah, but Akatsuki's C tier, and then what's worse, Strike.
hmm. I think it run like
What?
OB. But in any case, the main focus is here, of course, is Shining Gundam. So we have Zerobase. You can introduce yourself.
Everything's coming in pretty clear, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything's just fine.
yeah. I'm just gonna raise your volume up a little bit so you're a little bit louder.
Yeah, it's because I have it on speaker. Wait, let me just switch to headphone.
Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of his gameplay. Yeah. Hello.
Hey, all right. Hi there.
Yeah. There we go. There we
Looky
go.
here. How's that sound better, huh?
Yeah. Sounds better. A bit more clear than the last one.
Goof. Cell phones, am I right?
Yeah.
Right, you
Don't
knew
knock
them to
yourself too
work.
bad. I'm on my I'm doing this on my tablet.
Oh, dude, holy shit. That's pretty cool.
I think I'm the only one with the actual mic in this situation. So.
No, well, no. I do have
The
I do
setup.
have a headset with a mic. Don't worry.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, hi there. I am my real name would I guess have to be Roxy Andrade. But in game, you might know me as Zerobase 47, shiny player. So I'm here to talk about its key features, what it can do, what you don't want to do, what you really do want to do, and just how to use it in general. And I was just listening in a second ago. What were you guys talking about?
We're talking about head Vulcans.
Ah, yes, the head Vulcans. Holy shit. Okay, what I've come to realize about mastering a mobile suit is when you want to use a mobile suit, you have to use every last tool it has, even if it kind of sucks. And running around Shining for the first time, I didn't really use the head Vulcans that much because, like everyone else, I was like, oh, this thing, no, it's a pea shooter. What am I? It's like lemons, but worse.
Jump and shoot.
Uh huh. And, after some time, hold on, I have a list here. Let me. Oh,
Okay.
there it is.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but I found it fun.
That just reminds me of Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
You're on the list.
Anyways, so the first thing I guess I want to talk about would be why I love Shining Gundam, right? Because before I get into the nitty gritty stuff, I had to explain why I even bothered picking it up, right?
Yeah, go
So
for it. Yeah.
usually, like everyone else, I guess they saw Mobile Fighter G Gundam as a kid, and that shit was like, oh, and to this day, it still leaves some kind of impression. More so now because I had this friend actually who recently passed away. His kind of our thing was Shining Gundam. You know, he called me Master. I call him Domo. You know the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And yeah, I was kind of tripping off of acetab this one day, and I was thinking about it, and I see Shining Gundam, and I'm like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of using Sinanju. Let's just give it a try. Dude, I played it for the entire night. Let me tell you, holy hell, best suit I ever used. And ever since then, I've been using Shining. You know,
Ah, so that explains the shift from Sinanji to the Shining.
yeah, I was having it was like an epiphany. I was literally sitting there tripping balls, right? And then I'm looking on my YouTube feed, and it's like Master Asia's death, and I'm like, damn it, ah. So I go on to M Bomb and I see Shining. Let me use Shining for a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
and the rest is history.
Yep.
And the rest is history.
15 stars and
See,
all.
15 stars. Wishing there was a
How many
whole nother level, but oh well.
how many matches do you have to do to get that?
Honestly, that's a good question. You know what else I've realized about the star system? I feel like the more matches you win, the higher the chance of you getting a star goes up.
Ah, sort of like a multiplier, if anything.
I think. I think. Because I'm not sure how other people are playing, but I guess it's because since I'm at work, I have 8 hours to kill. I might as well just unga bunga for a full 8 hours. Um, so I racked up about. Let me take a look, see how many fights I have on Shining Gundam. As a matter of fact, I have 336 battles. Yeah, and about 195 wins. And I got the 15 stars about 100 battles ago or so.
Wow.
So around 200 battles with Shining Gundam get 15 stars.
Mm.
Yeah, that is
From
a testament.
I was under
you
the
don't
impression that
say.
I was under the impression that the stars were for total matches.
The stars give the mobile suit a slight increase in performance. Uh, for instance, the higher the stars, the longer your combos can go, the more damage your combos can do. A slight step increase, a slight action increase in, um, they're very tiny boosts to the mobile suit, right? With each notch you go, but they're so small
Mm.
you barely notice them. Honestly, it's not until like you get a whole another bar that you finally see the difference. But being at 15 stars, I've come to notice that, I guess.
Hmm.
Anywho, moving on, I guess some tools for Shining. It's got a few on its hand. It's got the Hadouken, the Head Vulcan. The melee priority is very good. It's not the best. Let me tell you, I've had a couple instances where I'm going up. Honestly, if it's perfectly timed, if like both melees are in the exact same, startup animation, right? Full Saber, Strike Noir, uh,
Exia.
those will Exia, yeah, those will beat out Shining in a like if you see a Shining meleeing you and you melee back, chances are if you're in like one of those kinds of suits, you're probably gonna win. But most of the time, that's not a good idea, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, the first thing I want to talk about would be the head Vulcan because that's actually the main tool you want to use, even in super form. As a matter of fact, lately I realized super form is great, but you have to use the Vulcan. You can run around with the oh man, but if you don't use the Vulcan, you're gonna get shot out of the air a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You have to start. I mean, you could just do it. It's all a matter of decisions. You either go in or you don't. You pick which tools you want to use for the right situation. But as far as the Vulcans go, you want to be able to learn how to use that, how to turn your mobile suit at all directions facing the enemy. So you always want to have the Vulcan, ready because it's like a great way to keep the enemy on their toes, right? If you always have it out there, it'll be something to keep them focused on you, right? So then the
Over to
Hadoukens, those
oh,
are
one quick
really
thing before anything else. The head Vulcan, that main is that's sub, right?
right, the sub.
Yeah. Okay. So head Vulcan to sub, gotcha. Just making sure. Yeah, because I'm actually being training mode trying it right now also. So I just noticed too. Got 10 seconds. So it's every time if you hold it full press, it fires 10 total, and it'll fire regardless of which
It
selector
does.
you're using. Okay.
Wait, if you full press fires 20 rounds.
One, two. Oh, I thought it was 10. Let me be counting
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, yeah. Full hold for the
Oh
sub
no,
gives
you're
you
right. You're right.
20.
You're right.
Hmm.
You're right. I can't.
So
I can't count.
oof, a good shining player will totally know how to use the head Vulcans, and they're not too difficult. They'll hit the target. You can't just mash it though. You can. It's funny because I learned that sometimes you want to do the full 20. Sometimes you just want to press it for a second. You just gotta master the Vulcan. So you gotta master the Vulcan. You gotta master the Hadouken. Um, there's the counter melee, which is super good but extremely hard to use. However, it can put you into a rainbow step motion, and to speed up the assist or your main, you can use the melee counter to speed up your main or sub. You can pop it, either jump into the air or fly to the left. Another good tech to use would just random melee in green lock to like help you get into the red lock zone, and then just in red lock zone you want to be able to like fly around because it's a ground runner, and moreover it's a mobile fighter, right? It has different properties unlike a mobile suit. So your whole goal in Shining is to be bait, right, and to run around shooting these Hadoukens, and it just master these tools. Learn how to hit them, learn how to run away. Um,
now,
you know,
now, quick thing. The counter. That's just like everybody else's 2B, right?
yeah, to be.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed it seems to have a pretty short window compared to a lot of other counters.
It does, but if you hit it, man, it works. Definitely
Mm.
works, and it looks cool too. But to be honest,
Mm.
it's really hard to hit. With
Now,
Shining,
quick
it takes
question. All right, so quick
yo.
question: is it like other counters, like let's say for example, Grandpa Gundam and Atlas, when they do their counter, they have their shield up, and it tends to have shooting guard also. Does that counter also counter shots, or just strictly melee?
Unfortunately, no, it's strictly melee.
Gotcha.
However, it does have a super armor, which is pretty
Wait,
nice because
I'm sorry. Can you say that again? No, you didn't come in clear. I'm sorry.
I said, what's his name? 2B has a super armor feature. So if you
Oh,
can
that.
pop it at the right time, they'll run into you, right? But they'll also run into the counter, and that's when you can like, the multi punch attack and Shining Finger, or do whatever you see is fit. Like the whole thing about Shining Gundam is to just keep moving, don't stop, fly around. Use the head Vulcan, annoy the hell out of the enemy, and keep the main on guard. Because if you can keep that main out there, then they won't push you carelessly. Because if they try to push you carelessly, Hadouken, Hadouken. But you also want to be able to like, you know, throw a good combo to do with the Hadouken. A good combo is to throw the Hadouken because it's such a big projectile, you know, and then just follow up with the Vulcan and then follow up behind those. What Shining likes to do is follow up behind its own weapons. So like use the Hadouken, right? Follow up behind it, or continue with a stream of other Hadoukens, or continue with a stream of Vulcans. Anything to keep that range game. It doesn't have much, but it has just enough to annoy the enemy to keep their focus on you,
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to
right?
do that too, from what you're saying. But even though on its own it has a very long kind of, it seems to have a pretty long-winded animation, but thankfully you can just boost dash out of it as normal. But then it also,
Mm-hmm.
the one thing I'm noticing, even though it does have those two options are there, the head Vulcans and the fireball. There's a you have a good reason. There's a good point of you saying that because both of them, they have a pretty short. The main has a pretty slow. has a pretty short cooldown. Excuse me. Head Vulcans reload pretty fast too, also. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Which is really good, honestly. Which is great because exactly at that point, I understand why everyone sees it as pain. It requires so much focus, so much attention. It requires so much finesse, honestly.
So, all right, so let me throw
Like,
one more question out at you then. Because usually when it comes to like runners, like the G suits, you usually don't want to be running very often. But I kind of have to ask this: how often do you run, or would you prefer to like be in the air first to boost dash?
uh, it really depends on the situation. Because
Okay,
sometimes
and that
ground running, you can use break cancels to, go ahead and get the slip on your opponent, refill your boost, and keep moving. Because with
okay,
ground running, they're gonna have to come back down eventually, and you'll have the
yeah,
Hadoukens ready. Those Hadoukens, right? If you can punish them,
yeah.
it's just it's insane. You really can't run away from the Hadouken. The
All
whole
right,
thing
and
is
then
the
I have
Hadouken.
yeah. So I have one more question then going on the running aspect then. 'Cause I'm kind of like I said, I'm in training mode right now while we're having this. I could just throw a couple of things out because I want to make sure that I'm asking at least some worthwhile pertinent questions. Um,
Right.
so while you're running, how often would you say would you do the head Vulcans? Because I noticed something when you're doing head
All the
Vulcans.
time. All the time.
Because I know
You
because I
want
just
to
noticed
keep it
this thing.
out.
Yeah, because like the reason why is because like me, I like playing dragon, but one thing I'm always wary about when I'm running is because it's not really much I can do to do the after run except maybe 2B, which is his Pyonkyaku. But
Hmm.
with with Shining Gundam, I'm noticing that you can obviously shoot the head Vulcans while you're running, which is great and all. But also, if you stop running normally, like you know how like the G Gundam suits they have a very long-winded stopping animation,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
fire the head Vulcans the entire time. That's kind of a bit of that kind of seems like a bit of covering yourself.
Oh, it is. It is. It is. It does. But actually, you know what? What I've noticed is what I like to do is I like to jump around. I like to ground run right until it gets too hot, and then I'll
Hmm.
jump in the air, either push in a little more or fall back, right? Because the whole point is I'm bait. What
Hmm.
sometimes, well, the whole time, like you want the head Vulcan running or non-stop, right? In sequence, in combination with the Hadoukens. But we'll get too close, right? And then they'll melee you while you're in the middle of the Vulcan animation, right? And you'll try to melee back, but you can't because you're already in the Vulcan animation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in training mode, it's hard to tell, but in an actual match, you'll be because what you always want the Vulcans running at all times if you can. Like keep it pinned on somebody. Learn how to use the Vulcan. This is really all you can do.
And would you
Use
say
the
there's
I'm
an?
suit.
going.
Oh, I keep going,
No,
Zay?
go
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 on.
go.
Go on.
I was just about to ask: would you say there was like an effective range for the Vulcans themselves, or just usually use them as filler?
Yeah, actually, you can spam them out just at the very edge of Greenlock and fill the field with a tiny bit of lemon to get your opponents actually moving, and so they don't have such an open path to travel through. And then just keep following up with Hadoukens and Vulcans. Just don't get hit. That's really the only thing. Uh, but as
Yeah.
far as my favorite things about it would definitely have to be the Hadouken and the Vulcan because the melee is great. You can use the melee to cover distance, cut fire, right? The melee is basically just used to dodge, honestly, or to like input rainbow step to increase the speed of your main or your sub, right? And then what else does Shining Gundam has? It has the Hadoukens, the Vulcans, the melee counter. I haven't even gotten into super form yet. Holy shit! Is that about all the tools it has?
There's also
So we have
the
the
Calgoon
assist.
Gundam assist.
Oh, the Master Gundam, right?
Yeah.
The assist. Yeah, that's pretty much. Like Minato said, pretty much useless. But I did find a way to increase the proficiency, the usage of the assist. Remember when I
Mhm.
said Rainbow Step into assist?
Yeah,
I guess for some reason that increases the chance it'll hit. For some reason, I don't know why, but yeah.
feels more accurate.
Hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
feel
have
like
no reason to doubt you. I'm a big fan of doing something based on feeling. Like I can go with that.
exactly,
As long
and
as
you know what? What I more realized when I'm playing Gundam is it's all about being faster. Are you fast enough to respond? Are you fast enough to see this? Can you think fast enough? You know, you can have the movement all down. You can have mastered the suit all the way. But those are also part of being a good pilot. To be a good pilot, you have to be focused, and not everyone is the best pilot at all times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People have their good days. People have their bad days. That's it's an everyday kind of thing, like growing a plant. Uh,
so
anyways,
before we get into super mode, I have one more question for you. I'm actually pretty crap when it comes to break cancel. What's Shining Gundam's break cancel?
I'm sorry. What was break cancel again?
But yeah, what is Shining Gundam's break cancel?
Uh, what was that again?
I'm sorry, you can
What
hear
is a
me?
Basically,
What's what?
wait.
no?
Yeah, you're good.
I was just asking what was a break cancel again?
What is well, let me find out.
I think
I
break
because I'm just
canceling
getting
is stopping your ground running animation.
yeah.
Yeah. I mentioned that earlier. Yeah. What about it?
Yeah, what's his break cancel? Which one is it specifically?
Well, when you're running and then you're going into the stopping animation, when you shoot a Hadouken and you just shoot a
Hmm.
Hadouken as you're slowing down, because you can do that. You remember how you said you can do that as with the Vulcans? You can
Yeah.
also do that with the Hadouken.
Okay.
Yeah, so a pretty standard break cancel.
Correct. Pretty much. Pretty much. I still haven't mastered that yet. I feel like that should be. I'm still actually trying in the process of mastering Shining Gundam. I would give it about like 70% proficiency at this point, right? Because I've only just realized that I'm supposed to use the Vulcans in super mode. Everybody forgets to use the Hadouken in super mode. It's all about the really big shiny sword.
You know
Herder,
what?
shiny sword, go der.
I'm gonna have to agree with that. The few times I do see people running Shining Gundam, once they go hyper mode, it's like they forget about main and stuff. You're right.
Exactly, yeah.
But,
Dude,
but
like, I can't begin to tell you how useful it is. It'll throw the best of them off. Like, I've caught players like, fucking Diego. I've caught players like, who else? I beat this one other good guy the other day. Me and the brave hero beat this one guy. I forget his name. Fuck. Right.
Well, basically, what you're saying is even experienced players can get caught by that. So that's definitely a plus.
Yeah, because you think you'll see the shining sword, but then you get pelted by lemons, and it's like, oh shit! Then the shining sword.
Yeah, I'm gonna start calling Vulcans lemons from now on.
it's
Yo, me
official.
too.
It's official.
It's official,
Vulcans
definitely.
I'm a lemon farmer,
shining
motherfucker.
The lemons,
lemons.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
What are you doing? I don't know. I'm just gonna just jump and shoot.
Jump and
Call him
shoot.
Shining Gundam, jump and shoot, man.
No bullshit. It is a jump. That's basically what it does. That's all it does. Jump and shoot. Just got lemons. You got lemons. I got lemons. Here, take some. Oh, I feel so good.
Cave Jones is
Anyways,
gonna be rolling in his grave.
Gonna have to try this suit now because of that. This is actually pretty interesting. Now that
yeah, cause
because upon trying this out, I think the running animation kind of makes the Hulkins easier to use compared to other suits.
they do. It does. And with the actually, I forgot to mention, when you're running and using Vulcans, it's like this weird. The Vulcans will chase the enemy down. And it'll make them
It
move.
tracks better.
It tracks. I think so. Yeah.
Well, I think that's also because, I think it's more because of the fact that just like a machine gun, me personally, when I use machine gun suits, I prefer to always be moving forward because when you're moving forward or coming in from above, like ending a jump, it's a lot more accurate. And Shining Gundam gets around pretty fast as it is. So no,
Yeah.
no, you're right. The first thing I did talking about this today was, hey, I don't like head Vulcans, and yeah, you just came in and
Gotta
said, nah,
learn to
bro,
use them, man.
you need to use them. Nope, you're absolutely
You
right.
need to use them. Yep. And what I like to do with the head Vulcans is jump in, like jump in the air and then fly in with the Vulcans and then jump out flying away with the Vulcan. Jump and use Vulcan. Jump. Or you could Hadouken, right? Jump, Vulcan, Hadouken, jump, Vulcan, Hadouken. Or you could just use straight Hadoukens, all four of them. Or just the Vulcan, you know. It's all a rhythm kind of thing. Because if you make what you're going to do too obvious, then you're never going to hit the target. You gotta. I mean, well, just like with any mobile suit, really, but more so with Shining than any other, because its tool set
Takes some getting used to.
I don't know why it's so different. Why is it so much different from like a beam rifle? I'm not gonna lie. At the end of the day, it's still Shining, right? It's only as good as my teammate is. Well, no, that's a lie, because sometimes I've literally carried whole games by myself. But
Speaking of, no, wait, no, we have to talk about Super first.
that's right, super form. But yeah, you know, as far as normal form goes, you know, you just want to be able to stay on your feet, move around, use the Vulcan, lemons, and
And
Hadouken.
so before we go into the super mode, then I guess one more question. Then, does this suit have any fastballs? Doesn't look like it.
I don't think so.
No, it doesn't look like it. I was
Nah,
hoping it was maybe like assist sub, but I guess not.
When you think about it, I don't think there's a
it
single
does.
G Gundam suit with a fastfall.
Not,
I think
They don't-
Dragon
they
has
don't-
one. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I don't think so. Those were all suits meant for Earth combat. I wouldn't imagine,
You know.
you know, them giving them.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think they have Vernier either, do they?
Some of them,
Any
some of them, I think it
yeah.
do
If
have.
if you fire main, it's gonna main verniers.
Yeah, it does. You know what you can also do with Shining? If you
Assist does
if
too.
you can get up high enough, you can do the same thing you do with Destiny Gundam.
You can stall.
But that's really difficult to do. But if you can get up there, you can do it. Definitely do it. But for super form, you want to still be able to use the Vulcan. But what I like to do in super form is dash, then drop the Vulcan or the Hadouken, and then follow up with the sword. See, because super form gets, let's see, 2B, 2B, 9B.
Yeah, 2B changes from what I can see here.
Yeah, 2B changes into a whip, an Epion whip, which is so good, dude, because it feels so good to hit that. Honestly, we see someone pushing at you, you just 2B, right? That's an anti-melee counter, right? And then there's 6 and 7B, which are basically used to cut weapons when you're going forward. And it's got such an arc. If someone tries to run away from it, no, they're gonna get slashed by it. But it's a really good tool if you're gonna jump in there and try to dodge fire. Or I'm using the right term, right?
Say that again, please.
6 and 7B.
Oh, 4-6?
4-6, yeah, 4-6.
Yeah, 4-6. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4-6B. That's a side melee input, and that's a really good tool. However, it won't do the full damage.
Oh.
It's good to knock your opponent down. It'll go up to like 200. But forward melee meh, holy shit, it has such a melee priority. It can be beat out though. By like full saber. Or anything with a really big sword, I've noticed also with big swords, right, can beat it out.
Okay.
Or like a stray gold frame, if those suits can time it just right, they might be able to beat it. But the forward melee meh is super strong. That'll take the damage. That does max damage, right? It's got some serious range, right? It's got some serious range. Like that shit will hit pretty far. Even if you're not right in front of the suit, you still have to be close, right? But if that doesn't get, if you know that's not gonna hit, then you probably want to follow. Now the ultimate melee priority, the only thing that could beat this attack is it's a ski. What is that? 8.
That would be the. Let me check.
8B, 8B, right?
That's like the what's That's the I forget the name of that sword style in Japan.
Oh, it's Kendo. Kendo.
I call it the Kendo Monk. Kendo Monk.
Hey, thanks for the raid, Necro. Much appreciated.
Kendo Monk.
Yep, just smack someone over the head.
Yep. It's the best thing ever. Okay, so anyways, the ski that will pretty much beat any mobile suit, and
It has a lot of
it's
range,
got.
actually, yeah.
And you know what else? It's got this thing where I've noticed it. Someone will try to shoot you, but the ski will hit first.
Yeah.
The ski will always hit first, but you just gotta get in there, I guess. But moreover, so there's the 4-6B, there's the 8B, all right, and then there's the 2B. What else? Okay. Oh my God! Yes, yes, yes. Then there's um double tap uh boost melee.
Oh, the CC8B?
CC8B. Yeah.
Just call it boost or boost dash melee, yeah.
That is a good tool to cover ground without using the dash animation. Really good tool to use. Well, most of the tools are actually really good to use without the dash animation, but more so with the down with the rising sword slash. I don't know what it is about it, but it's like an extra added attack. Like you have to use all 5 of these attacks to like trick your opponent to have them not see it coming, right? Because as soon as you pop out super form, first thing you're gonna think in your head is meh or ski. But if you know the range of these and how far they can go, like you can combo and break out of each of them, right? You can't just rush in there, use all your boosts, and then you're just gonna get cut in the air.
Yeah.
Gotta remember to land with shining. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, you can CCAB and then 4B and then dash, and if it still doesn't reach, you can rely on the shining finger. Because if none of those hit, use the shining finger. That'll do like 280 damage, like that. In super form, that'll do 280, like that. And it feels so good. But yeah, as far as super form goes, make sure to use the melee properly. There's the Hadoukens, and the Hadoukens for some reason it feels like I'm Goku flying around, especially in super form.
Yeah.
Super form, holy shit. Hyper form, I mean, holy shit. It's like amped up times 12. F burst, always F burst. Don't even bother with E or S. There's no point. F burst.
Even with like the fast fall capabilities with S?
Yeah, no point. Because like the whole point in shining is to delete enemies' health. Is to just delete the. If you can't delete the enemy's health, then well, what's going on? How are you gonna win? How are you gonna delete? Like, how are you gonna? Because it's got such. It lacks in the damage department, right? Super form and hyper form are pretty much almost the only way to really deal any extensive damage. And as a matter of fact, good combinations for it would be like heavy arms, X1, hot scramble, strike noir, red frame, new Satsubi, because they're good back suits, but they can also play neutral very well. Suits that can play neutral are great composition and back with shining, because they can also, as a matter of fact, yeah, because you're all up in there keeping both of their attentions on all they have to do is just pick and choose whoever they want to pick off.
Right, just basically pick their spots, choose whoever is the weakest link, and just pick them off every time. And if they're really keeping the pressure on, they could just overcast someone easily while Shining's just doing all the damage.
Exactly, because they're both looking at Shining. In Shining, you want to be able to do the Vulcans and the Hadouken but you also want to be getting in there to do that sick melee. Oh yeah, you gotta want that. Don't be afraid to take damage. Get in there, take that damage, because it's a trade off. Honestly, if you get hit, then hopefully your teammate has you covered and deals the damage that you would have dealt, and then you can go for the other guy and then deal more damage, right? Because the whole point of shining is to get in there, get that melee, do the melee. But if you can, Hadouken range game. Because are you gonna push shining? Probably. Well, I mean you can, but an experienced shining player will know what to do.
Right.
Because you don't want to push shining. You really don't, honestly. Not unless you want a Hadouken in the face.
Right.
But
right.
I mean, a normal shining player, I don't know. Me, yeah, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, that's definitely not.
Because
I mean, believe me, I tried. I tried against
I
you,
imagine.
and it never really worked out well.
Yeah, I just.
I'm back. Sorry
Well,
about that. I had a phone call to take. Sorry.
That's all good.
no worries.
And one more
Um,
question before I start talking to the chat for a bit. Is there like a way you can build up hyper mode, or is there like a set timer where hyper mode kicks in?
Yeah, the more damage you deal with the Hadoukens and the Vulcan, the faster the thing goes up.
Yeah, I was
It
trying that. I
always
actually,
take.
no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's really the only thing you can do. Deal
Yeah.
damage, take damage, and hope your teammate survives. Hope your teammate survives. Because if your teammate overcosts you, bro, then
Oh boy.
frankly,
It's gonna be rough.
yeah, it's gonna be a rough game. You can win, but man, you really gotta put your cards on the table if your teammate overcosts you. Because if you don't get overcosted, you can use super form twice. Super form is so clutch. People don't realize it. People are just focused about the hyper form, but the super form is amazing. The super form can easily deal 280, right?
Dude,
Can easily make your
hyper,
opponent flip. Hyper
dude,
form is just in case.
hyperform is just 5B times 3 deals 240 damage. That's 3 hits.
Exactly.
That's a lot of damage in 3 simple hits. That's pretty crazy.
Hell yeah! And if you follow that up with 2 more mez, that goes up to 350.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. That's pretty
Yeah, I
astounding
mean,
damage.
I actually had some pretty good replays I had to show. Explaining what the tools and text I was talking about, but I'm not sure. I guess you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, one quick thing I wanted to add about that, since I was in testing mode, one thing I always do is I like beating up crossbones too, because nobody likes X1 players. If you land when you're landing hits with head Vulcans, melees, etc., you're gonna charge your hyper mode faster, just like he said. But once I do want you to know, if you guys hit the ABC mantle, you're not gaining any hyper mode by hitting the mantle.
Really?
But you can just for the fireball, it will absorb the fireball, but you will still gain it because of course head Vulcans don't care about the ABC mantle, so
Mm-hmm.
you'll still gain it faster. From what I'm seeing here, you gain about
Pretty sure it's
you
like
gain
a
about
very small number.
3. I think you gain 3 per hit with the fireball. I think it's about 3 per
Mm-hmm.
hit. But letting it charge on its own, it's actually really really slow. You're getting like 1 point almost every 2 seconds, like second and a half, 2 seconds. So it's just like he mentions, you definitely
Ooh.
want to throw out those fireballs. Definitely want to throw out those head Vulcans. If you do get those
Mm-hmm.
opening
Always
land, those
have it out
melees,
there.
yeah, because getting to that hyper mode is just holy crap.
Yeah, you want to cancel into each tool effectively, and you want to know when to back out and when to jump in, or when to just block, because it's all a matter of paying attention, really. In the end, use your boost, land carefully, know what you're doing, know where you're going, know what you want. There's also something else I forgot to mention about Superform. It's got the shining laser. Most people don't know about that, but it gets a CSA and a CSB, right?
Let's try that
And
out.
I even have this clip where out of down, I held both. Sometimes if both enemies are on top of you while you're down in super form, you can hold both CSA and CSB and then pick your targets accordingly. Because
Yeah,
shining
that's
laser
CS
will just
CSA is pretty nice actually.
hell yeah, dude. That CSA, if
Mm-hmm.
someone's on top of you, you just shining laser. Oh, as a matter of fact, you can melee with CSA on.
Mm-hmm.
So you can
Yeah,
like
you can.
chase someone. Yep, you can chase someone with the melee and then just shining laser them. Or you can also do the dash animation while you have CSB charged.
Mm-hmm. Just gotta, of
Or
course,
you could,
remember that
or
while you're
you
doing one of those, you remember that while you're doing those, you have to remember you don't have access to your head Vulcan, so be careful. Gotta do it properly.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah, it's a worthwhile
You can
trade-off from the
also
looks of it.
is it
Yeah,
what
the
now?
Garobi is actually is pretty. The Shining Laser, which is CSA, that's pretty fast startup actually. Startup is decent enough, and
Yeah,
it comes out really fast.
it's kind of a good Oki tool, as a matter of fact. Like, yeah, it's kind of a good Oki tool, kind of.
I figured 2B was gonna be really strong for that too.
Um, uh, you can also use the CSB to travel, but the
Mm-hmm.
CSB is an amazing tool, but super hard to use. As a matter of fact, I've used it. I've used it to end some. I've used it. I've used it. I've used it. It's very hard to use with the CSA and CSB. Those are really up to your gut. You just gotta feel when the right moment it is to, because there's really no right time to use them. I'm still trying to figure out when to use either, but I've used them effectively. I have. Oh, actually, you when you're doing mez, like when you're using the melee to cut someone up, sometimes what's happened is I've charged up the CSB without me noticing, and then I'll just do it, and then the other guy is in process of trying to cut me down, and I just pop off the CSB, and they run into that instead. Sometimes it's good to pop off the CSB as you're waking up.
Yeah, it makes
Quick
people
Actually, the
question:
best.
Does the Shining Finger get buffed up when you're in hyper mode?
Yeah, it actually gets us. I've noticed that it gets a super armor when you're using Shining Finger, and when you catch someone with a Shining Finger, it turns into a Shining Finger laser that deals 280.
Mm. So it doesn't have. So Shining Finger does not have armor when not in hyper mode.
It doesn't, yeah. In hyper mode, it does get armor though.
okay.
Not very effective armor though. It only stops very few projectiles.
Drag.
Okay, let me see what Jasmine. Also, thanks again, Necro, for the raid of 10. Much appreciated. Sorry, I've been probably a little bit deep into the conversation, but hey, it's Shining Gundam. It's a very enjoyable suit to talk about. A lot of people kind of downplay it because it's a low tier position,
Very difficult to use.
but then again, there's a lot of specialists out there that kind of prove people wrong and just show that it's all about the player that makes this suit shine rather than the suit itself. Like,
Well, I have one more.
Best.
I have a question I wanted to point at you about that.
hmm,
Like,
Hmm.
one thing I kind of tend to hate about the G Gundam suits is that their cut resistance is a little question. It kind of tends to be questionable at best. What would be your preferred? What I'm seeing here, it looks like the preferred melee for me to do would be CCAP because once you land it, he does one hit, but then he punches through them. But that doesn't seem to do much damage. So,
Oh my god, the melee input itself. Okay, so melee input. Okay, so you have CCAB. Yeah, that throws your enemy up in the air. And if you follow
mhm.
that up with a full step and a shining finger, you can shining finger them, or you can full step and then uh, B 8B into the 1,000 punch attack, or you could just normal B uh, and let that just follow through the whole way, or 4-6B and that'll do like this sideways step thing. I don't really use those for beginning Shining Gundam players. I'd say go ahead and stick with just that until you learn how to use the rest of the tools effectively. Use the tools one by one at a time. Learn how to use the tools one by one at a time. Because trying to use all of them is kind of a mess. You're gonna want to play. If there's a suit you like, you just want to play it over and over and over and over and over and over again until one day you're gonna find that you're not getting hit and you're actually doing damage. It's funny, really. Like I mentioned earlier, it's like watering a plant. It grows with each passing day.
All right.
But yeah, you just got to keep playing the suit, and eventually it'll get good. I don't care what anyone says. Eventually, something will get good if it does it enough, right?
Yep.
True.
All about practice.
Practice, practice,
Yep.
practice, practice.
5B or B into 8B twice seems has a good quick combo.
Oh yeah. That is great for getting in there. Honestly, you can use that, cancel into Vulcan, and then jump out of there.
Oh, see. I forgot about that. A lot of melees, they tend to have like special enders. So yeah, he's talking about 5B or 4B, and then you do the 8B ender. You're gonna do the Essen slash, and that'll end the combo. And is it just me or is it? No, forget it. Forget it.
And Seiko. It's
Uh-huh.
a pretty interesting song that you singing inside the car for a reason. Might have to take a listen to that. Awkward by Dance Gavin.
Oh, Dance Gavin Dance. Pooh, there's a good band.
You're, You're familiar with that band?
Not so much, but I've heard them. I've heard a few songs.
Ah.
It wasn't too much my kind of thing. Like I'm more into like metalcore
Oh.
actually. There's so many different kinds of metals. Ugh.
Different
It was a little
subgenres.
too. It was kind of. I like the whole normal singing. I kind of felt like they did a little too much though. But it wasn't bad. I like the music. Pretty good.
And from
Have you ever heard of like Polaris?
Paris, I've only heard of them, but I'd never really listened to their song.
Shit, they got this one song called "The Undertow." You'll thank me later. But as far as Shining goes, the head Vulcans master that to the utmost. The Hadoukens, you know, treat them like CSBs or CSAs. You know, it's got terrible tracking, but if you can get it on the right track, it'll hit its target. Right? It's such a big projectile. Like you can literally run behind it, and they'll never see it come. Master the melee. Don't always go for the melee. Be bait. Just be bait until you get that super form. Then
So
try to hit the meh.
got one more question. Well, time to throw another question into the mix. Just in case if I didn't miss this earlier when I had to answer that phone call. So, what burst?
F burst, 100%.
Really?
They'll never see it coming. Yep, they'll never see it coming.
Why F
Never see
burst?
it coming. Well, cause it can really turn the tide of the game. It really can. You delete the health, you delete your enemy's health so fast. 350 damage. If you can do it right, you can deal one guy 350 damage and then change targets, deal 350 damage to the other guy, right? And then when you're out of super form, if you do it properly and you come out of super form with full HP, that'll boost the super form all the way up to 50. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
cuz
now, so then from there, going from there, because I was thinking that F burst is going to be clearly the main pick for this suit. But the reason why I was asking was because I am a bit of a fan of using shooting burst on Dragon because I like spamming flags. But I was thinking having his main, also having his sub, and then of course his assist. So he has three range options. So I was thinking if there would be any justification for using S burst because that would basically give you those fast falls. But
I
but then
tried.
again, when you
I tried.
fair enough. But then I was thinking that the counterpoint to that would be, yeah, but when you burst, you're kind of going into hyper mode, basically. So
Yeah, the
it
whole
kind of
it's
yeah.
it's kind of a gimmick but it's a good gimmick. It really is, and it feels so good to like. At the end of the day, you either hit it or you don't, you know. But most of the time, you're gonna hit it because you know that shit's fast. That shit's
Yeah.
really fast. Holy crap, you know. Um, because if you use shooting burst, then the damage output isn't there, right? Like you're gonna
Yeah.
knock someone with a, and then you're gonna go back to the other guy, knock them down. But it's just you're already dealing so little damage, you know. And considering, because most of the time, I'm not gonna lie. Well, not most of the time. Uh, most people will just rely on hyperform. You don't want to rely on hyperform. Just like in the anime, you don't want to rely on hyperform. And as
Right.
a matter of fact, I forgot to mention something else. In the anime, Master Asia said, "Domon, don't rely on your super form. If your super form fails you, you still have your shining finger. That shining finger, man. Don't forget to use the shining finger. Just don't forget to use it. You know what I'm saying? It,
Um.
it'll it'll really like keep it in the back of your head. If all of your other tools fail, just use shining finger.
Well, there's also another reason why I think fighting burst is just better now that you mention it. Like I
Speed
was
burst
thinking
is
about the
speed
fast
burst is
falls.
better.
Yeah. Like I was thinking about the fast falls, but then there's also the fact that when you have F burst, you can cancel ranged attacks into melees. So you land a fireball at medium close range, you're going right into a melee combo.
Yep.
Yup.
So
Yeah,
there's
would
that. So
explain
yes.
a lot, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Huh?
that right there I think kind of trumps
Yeah,
the fast falls that you'll gain from shooting burst.
Add on to
yeah.
the fact that
Honestly,
super mode also has its own kind of benefits, similar to like Trans Am, where it has like a speed and damage increase. So you might as well just go wild with it while you still can, and just make the best of it while you have the resources.
yeah, and
Well,
especially
wait.
if you have a good teammate that'll give you that third life. That's a not yeah. That's like if you can play Shining all the way with 3 lives, that's 3 full super forms that the enemy has to deal with, and 2 full hyper forms that the enemy has to deal with. Frankly, if you can't delete an enemy team with 2 full hyper forms, why are you still playing? But yeah, 2 full hyper forms. Can you imagine having to deal with that? Oh, you have.
Nightmare.
Yeah, yeah. Like it just does so much damage and such just like that. It's it's great, you know, and that's
So
and you know
so your ranking as far as burst would be fighting, extend, shooting.
yeah, pretty much. Shooting would be the last thing I'd want. I tried shooting. It just doesn't deal the same amount of damage input.
It also
Um,
doesn't really invite you to go in, which is what you should be doing with the suit.
exactly. Yeah, that's the whole point. You're supposed to be Domon Kashun, the Gundam of Gundams. Fight, fight Domon. Basically, yeah. You have to suit. You have to whatever suit you're using. You have to use the suit according to the suit specification. Use every last tool the suit has, even good or bad, no matter what. It's there for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Think about Shining. Shining Gundam is so much fun. It's so painful though. Like sometimes I get melted and I'm just like, you know. But
Feast or
you know,
famine.
it's def. What was that?
It's a feast or famine suit.
Beats my famine.
Feast or
It's a feast
famine.
or I'm sorry, feast or famine. Excuse me.
Feast or famine.
Yeah.
I've never
Basically,
heard
you're
that
either
before.
a feast or famine. Basically, you're either gonna blow them up or you're the one getting blown up.
Oh, dude, holy shit! I've never heard that before. Feast or famine, dude.
Yeah.
That's nice. So yeah, basically, yeah, it's either a feast or a famine. That's the only thing. Yeah, that's really the only thing you can do in Shining. Go unga bunga. Don't be afraid. Fight,
Hmm.
fight to your heart's content.
All
And
right.
if you lose,
Uh,
that's fine. You can always try again.
hey, Blue, did you already ask him about preferred partners?
He did kind of go over them.
Oh, okay.
And
Hot Scramble, Heavy Arms, the Sinanju, obviously. Atlas Gundam is a great comp. Anything
Really?
that can play Newt, yup. Like, I mean, yeah, friendly fire is a thing, but more so with Shining, which is fine. Um, eh, Turns out if you do friendly fire, it even gives you a slight EX boost increase. Did you know that?
I thought that would be like something that was nerfed from the previous iterations, but I guess since you still get that EX boost, it's still kind
you
of.
get a slight. Yeah, you get a slight boost to your EX gauge from friendly fire.
Mm-hmm.
I think I randomly dropped. Sorry about that.
That's all good.
No worries.
Oh, now
But
that
yeah, you know.
and now
Shining.
I remember something. I thought it's blocking. When you block your friendly's attacks, it gave you some more burst. But when you get
How do
hit,
you?
I guess in some deliberate cases you kind of
Didn't they change that though?
yeah. I'm pretty sure they did that since like vanilla.
Yeah, because I remember in vanilla people used to do that. Well, they'll start around and they'll, if the character has a move that's easy to block for yourself, you can do that to just get a bit of early boost, early burst. Excuse me. Excuse me. Somebody's asking. AKA Genesis asks. He also mentions the Shining figure can go through pressure, and then he mentions, can you do back 3K with Shining Gundam?
Can I do back 3K with Shining? Oh, can Shining be a back player? Nope.
No. As in, can Shining play with a 3K back? Like, so, for example, EXS.
Yeah, definitely. As a matter of fact, it'd be better if it played with a 3K back player because they can provide that kind of pressure. Like, if Shining can get a teammate that can provide serious pressure, they're going to be focused more on the teammate than on you. And if that's the case, easy pickings. Like if the tables are turned and they're more focused on your friend, holy shit, and it's a feast there, brother. You about to have a good meal.
Yep, I could definitely see Zabanya being a good pick for that.
Oh yeah, it reminds me of that time Riddler Zone was running around and shining in a Zabanya. Ha ha! I felt that one. I sure did. Let me tell you. But the 3K as a back is a very good choice. Reborn's Gundam, hell yeah. It's Reborn's Gundam even more so because it'll probably be the ultimate back for Shining because it's so precise, right? It just, sometimes all you really need is one shot just to get the enemy up off the ground. And then all you have to do is watch for them to land.
Yep.
But then that can be so difficult because it's like Star Wars out there or something.
Sending out the Gagas, just throw out as much as you can and just get greeted with a giant beam or just getting shredded apart by fangs.
Exactly, and all he has, and then he just transforms out of red zone, and all they're left with is Shining, right in their face. Right.
Yep.
Like you're gonna chase Reborns, and nope, Shining's already got me in this finger pose. Shining's got me in the Shining finger. Oh.
So I have one more question then. How about with 1.5Ks?
Yeah, pretty good. Alex Gundam, as a matter of fact, because any suit that can protect itself, very well, would be a good comp.
How about a 1.5 that wants to go in, like say Camphor?
That would be a bit of a conflict of interest, now would it?
It can work. It can work.
Then how about another one? Since you prefer to be the front with Shining, how about Buster?
Yeah.
Because if Buster, the reason, like let me explain. Like the reason why is because if Buster and Shining, because Buster has enough tools to play a good back, but then on top of that, if let's say if Buster dies first for some reason, the overcost penalty won't be as severe on Shining. But of course, if Shining dies first, as he should be in this instance,
then when Buster gets taken down, he's gonna come back. He should be coming back at full strength. I think, right? Because 2.5, 1.5, that's 4,000. No, he'll come back overcosted, I think. But no wait. No, he'll come back full strength on the first life, and then he'll have a second life for overcost.
Yeah, he will. He will. But that just means I can't mess up my second life.
Yeah.
Yeah. That works too. Yeah, I mean, Shining works with pretty much any comp. Except for, like the whole point, just die first in Shining. Make sure you die first. Shining can work with any comp. Just make sure you die first. Don't be the second one to die. Die first. Because people will throw away. Because people will pop. I've seen it. You're wasting a perfectly good super form, bro. Why are you popping off your F burst at low HP and then run the risk of dying in burst? Right?
Right.
Better to get the super, use the super. If you play your cards right, you can win the game with super alone. I actually have replays here with me just winning the game with super alone. Unfortunately, I guess I can't show them. I even have a double Shining Finger Sword replay.
Speaking of which, I was gonna ask that. Do we have any replays to go over today?
I do, but I don't know how to play them.
Okay. You don't have them on YouTube. Okay, never mind. That's okay. We can probably look up something real quick on YouTube. I mean, all we gotta do is just grab the.
You're on Twitch, right? You're on PS4.
I'm on my tablet.
I mean, I can stream on YouTube and then play it from there.
Might be a little wonky doing that. Now don't worry about that. Now that I think about it, we probably should have mentioned it before to try to have it ready. So that's our bad. But we can just look up something and we can look over some. I'm pretty sure there's some videos on YouTube. Don't worry, you're fine.
Damn, but no, dude, it's like just the wombo combos I landed. I'm like, I literally I'm showing the just max proficiency of the tools I mentioned and how they're used. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess I'm the only one that uses it like that. Yesterday I fought the Shining. He was really good, but he didn't do any of the things I mentioned.
Oh, this is Nova the Untold?
No, not him. He's pretty good though. I don't know who I fought. It was some random guy. Yeah.
I guess for the replays, I can probably give you some time. Just probably, you can probably get something up on like YouTube, get like a stream up. Then I might be able to just head to your YouTube channel there.
I can just broadcast right here from my PS4, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I can do that, and then you can just, I guess, tune in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a streamception, a stream within a stream.
This will be a first. I mean, you could also put the YouTube channel and the Hangar channel as well, so we can both have access to it.
I'm sorry, say that again.
You can put the YouTube channel in the Hangar channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I should just do it through YouTube then. All right. Yeah, let me do that.
All right. And just let us know when you're ready, and we'll just see on over there. See
the Shining in action. Cause damn dog, I fucking you know what I'm saying? Oh man.
Indeed.
Definitely need a shining example.
Yes, sir.
Stop that.
The taco cultist has taught me well.
We should probably have like a Unga Bunga emblem on this on the stream whenever we're doing a review about a suit like that.
Sure.
I mean, we missed the opportunity with Exia, so.
No, we did. We literally had a bunch of new pictures the whole time, rotating.
Oh, that's right. We did have we also have Del N for Monkey for Exia too.
Oh man.
Oh, and once we actually do get to that point, Zero, we're gonna have to ask you a very important question after that, after the replays.
What's up? Sounds good. I'm actually about to go ahead and post it into the hangar, right?
Yeah.
Hangar tag, yeah.
All right, cool. This is a link to my YouTube channel.
Yep. I'll just have
And
it.
then I'll just start going
No
live
way.
and
People is
looking
actually.
for the replays.
I can. Oh, you know, if I'd known I could do this. You know, if I'd known I could do this instead of buying the El Gato, you know. Oh my god. I gotta get people to watch me.
Next door neighbor hooked it up.
Tune 2321. 4321.
Wait, let me see.
Next door neighbor had an issue because they had to use my fire escape to get to their apartment because theirs was locked and they left their key by. Oh, it was locked, but they left their key in the house by accident.
Dude,
Got-
holy shit.
Nah, it's okay. I was there, so you know they used the fire escape for my mine to get into the house, and they hooked it up with a sweet potato pie. Pretty good.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, they got it from this. They got it. You know what the thing? Well, while you're getting ready, let me give you some information you might find interesting. There are different types of sweet potatoes, and the color that they have is actually how sweet they are. So the sweetest ones are of a different. I think the sweetest ones are the ones that are like the meaty, the potato ish. The potato thing is actually I think is the purple one. That's the sweetest one. But nah, even if you don't like sweet potatoes, the best way to have sweet potatoes is either as a sweet potato pie or sweet potato fries. If you have sweet potato fries, the best thing to put with it is either spicy mayo or maple syrup.
Maple
Sweet
syrup.
potato fries. I guarantee. I promise you.
I can see that.
I promise you. Sweet potato fries, when they're done, where they're made nice. If you get you some nice sweet potato fries, a little bit of maple syrup, it's ridiculous. There was a little restaurant close to where I live that unfortunately had to close because of the stupid pandemic. Yeah, they used to have like they're the ones who got me on that. They got me on that and potato latkes. It's like basically like a potato pancake, and then you put some applesauce on it.
Oh, wait, now that sounds kind of.
No. If you look it up, it's called the potato latke, Latke. Basically, a fried piece of a fried potato, almost like flat like a pancake. A little bit of applesauce on it. It's really really good. It's really good. It's ridiculous.
Ooh, wow, that does sound like some Gordon Ramsay shit, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like that, like I said, that or just sweet potato pies with like those are two of the things that they did really good. Their fried chicken was the bomb, and then they also knew the difference between a milkshake and a malt. They're really good.
They gave you fried chicken too?
Yeah, their fried chicken was ridiculous, dude.
No.
Their fried chicken was awesome.
They gave you fried chicken, dude. Was it like homemade or like straight up Popeye?
Yeah, nah, it was homemade. It was a good shit.
Dude, holy hell! I've never had.
Is this a food stream or Gundam? Both, bro.
Yeah, it's any.
You can't Gundam.
It's any.
You can't Gundam fight Toro on an empty stomach. Now we're waiting for him to load up a stream because he's gonna show. He has some replays.
Was it poutine? Okay. Poutine. That's like few and far between in America, but there are some restaurants that actually do serve it. There's like this one burger place that I go to every now and then that serves poutine.
Oh my god, poutine! Oh my god, what's his name? Viper was talking about that on the stream like a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Or was that in his chat?
Oh man!
Yes, apparently there is poutine outside of Quebec.
Oh man, I thought it was Canadian.
It is Canadian, but I guess there's like some Canadian chains that infiltrated into America.
It's okay, bro. It's okay, bro. Nobody cares about Canada. Canada's America's hat, bro.
Yeah. So what makes Mexico then? Pants.
Our pants.
Pants. No, that's South America. Mexico is the suit.
Oh yeah.
The little string of countries is the belt. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm out here. You know.
All right. Oh shit! I accidentally retweeted.
Womp womp.
Oh, I'm on YouTube, by the way.
Yep. Alright, there we go.
Are we gonna have an off-topic episode?
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to do so maybe next week.
You never know.
Or maybe like a day after, maybe on Friday, like
What to talk about though?
anything. It's just another Ask Us Anything episode. Or an off-topic
Yo,
episode. Just talk about whatever random shit that comes to mind.
Yeah, don't say like, yo, speaking of which, tell me why I saw this YouTube video, right? Okay, so it's this lady in an office. When this tall Men in Black kind of guy, bald, like thin as a toothpick, walks in, he speaks to the lady, she becomes distressed. Hold on, what are you talking about? She starts to reach for something. The dude lifts his hand, makes a twisting motion, sets it back down in the most machine-like manner I've ever seen anybody do. And like that, the woman stops. She turns, grabs her things, and walks out with the guy. Disappeared, never to be seen again. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's
If I
unusual.
ever see it again, if I ever find it again, I'll show it to you. Or I'll post it in the hangar.
Alrighty. Yeah, I got the stream up now.
Well, thanks for stopping by. Here's a one clip of me against G3 Gas and ISSL2, just to show you that it can be done. It can be done. So check this out.
Alrighty.
I'll go ahead and try to explain the. Oh, actually, you'll just be able to see. Just be able to see, because shiny.
Yeah.
I also have to ask a dumb question later too, because I have to ask at least one dumb question a day. All right, so let's see. It's shiny with X2. Not a bad back to have. That 2B taunt though. I saw that. Oh shit.
Yep, using the Vulcans and the Kowloon assist, which seems like it has ridiculous tracking.
There's also the fact that once you do the assist, once you start the summon, you can boost dash out of it and do something else. Hey, nice use of cover there. Oh.
Dispatched Avalanche pretty quickly.
Come here, boy. Oh, that guy's dead.
Ski!
Uh-oh.
Oh, nope.
Uh-oh. Made him pop frightening burst to get out of danger.
Oh, there it is.
And melee counter.
Oh.
That melted him!
Avalanche
Avalanche
X, you wanted to go ham
And
and hold his beam, bruh.
there was a 2B counter.
Yep. And
There
I'll
was
be
two.
honest, Avalanche Exia is the only one I've seen, and normal Exia, to actually bust me out of that break counter.
Mm-hmm.
Because normally I'll do it and it'll just fail. Normally.
Yeah, I'm guessing
I have
because of the
another one
reach.
here.
Yes, please.
Sure thing.
So from what, yeah, so looking at this really tells me that this is one of those suits where it's like you make a mistake. This one's really making you pay really, really hard.
Yeah.
Especially in hyper mode.
Yeah, all you really have to do is just focus, know what you're doing, know where you're going. Just try to get in there, man. Try to give him some love.
I just want a hug. So Shars, Zaku, and Atlas, and you have Perfect Pack at the front. Or is it 3K?
Oh, and another thing. Sometimes the safest place to be is right next to the enemy.
Say again?
Sometimes the safest place to be is right next to the enemy.
Oh. Yeah, because if they do something stupid, it'll accidentally knock down the enemy in the process.
Exactly.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Now that's a lot of damage. Oh, you get rico.
You know what I want to do? I want to kind of edit that thing where he takes out the sword and says G Gundam. He's just watch G Gundam.
Ooh, that was a nice bait.
Hey, wait a minute. The 2B sword, does it also have shot cancel?
No, not from the looks of it.
It looks like it did, but okay.
Uh-oh. Smacked him in his...
Oh, we're going in.
Cracked him on the
Going
side
in.
of the head.
Yeah, we're going in, bro.
Yes, sir. Quite. Now then, let's see if I can pull up one more. Probably just a
Alrighty.
random one.
Go for it.
Hmm. But yeah, I'm sure you guys saw me use the thing I was talking about, the whole melee counter into assist
Yep.
and Hadouken. Yep,
Mhm.
and how I always had the Vulcan out there.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, you always have to have the Vulcan out there, dude. Oh, what you can also do with the assist is pop it off and focus the other guy, and that'll give you just that tiniest window of opening to let either you or your teammate get in there. Cause like the whole point, yeah, is to be bait. So either your teammate or somebody gets in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ah, so it looks like you still got the assist off even though you got hit through it. Okay. Wonder what's the I forgot the way they refer to it for assists about how much damage they can take. Like for example, if you call Zabanya on Kwanzaa, it gets hit once it's gone. But then if you call, for example, one of the thrones when you're using Throne Dre, it can take like 2-3 hits. Kind of curious on that. Do you have the wiki page by any chance? No, yeah, I can grab it myself.
Okay.
While we're watching these videos, let me grab that real quick. Give me a second.
Makes sense to no overextend. Made him use burst.
Oh, but the game is already over.
Yep.
See, sometimes you'll just pop Hyperform and the game will already be over if you're doing it properly. Sometimes Hyperform will be the thing that completely turns the game around.
Mm-hmm.
Hyperform at first has some serious game-changing potential. Just the amount of damage it does is just outstanding. Frankly.
Haha, time to get dunked on.
Pretty much. If anything, Shining seems to be the suit that tends to ignore momentum as long as he has the resources available to do so.
Look here. I beat Stretch, but somehow I beat Stretch. How did I beat Stretch? Holy shit! Hold on, I gotta beat Stretch. Hold up, I gotta see this.
And Jungi.
C tier.
And Jungi, dude. Holy shit! Talk about the wombo combo.
Yeah. Stretch, he is quite the melee specialist at times.
Crazy, dude. Fucking crazy, man. I remember fighting that guy in GVS, dude.
Oh man, those days. Fighting against Stretch in GVS was actually
Wait, because he had 2 stars, dude. Oh, touch the guy. Holy shit! Look at him go. Look at Jungi go, bro. Relentless.
Yep. Taking the Space Mountain. Taking everybody to Space Mountain.
My.
How do we win, dude?
That jerk.
Like everybody's just going crazy. Everybody's going. It's just a full-on scramble.
No regrets.
And a double finger. And wow, you cover a lot more ground with that.
Yeah, so if anyone wants any tips on how to use Shining Gundam, this is how you use Shining Gundam. Oh! Damn, bro. Disgusting.
God damn! Damage.
Ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, that damage up is just amazingly powerful.
You see what I'm saying, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. The damage is nuts, man. That hyper mode is crazy, man.
yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Holy shit.
And one thing I think I kind of observed is that you rarely use half burst.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to use half burst. You never want because you know
Really?
why use half? Yeah, why use half burst when you can use super form instead?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah,
No, you're right. You're right. Because if anything, if you die first, you'll have basically in your first life, you're gonna see if you're gonna get at least one super mode, and then on your second life, if things are going well, you're gonna get your full burst. You pop your full burst, and then by the time that full burst ends, if everything goes well, either the match is over or you have another super mode to fall back on. So you effectively get you get your three super modes.
Exactly, dude.
Is that what you're thinking? Okay.
Two full hyper form. And speaking of Shining Finger Sword, dude, check this. I got one more for you, and then we can call it a day.
Right.
Double Shining Finger Sword, guys. Hold on. You see it here first.
Okay, and while we're watching this, I do want to mention I did check the Wikipedia for Shining Gundam.
Mm-hmm.
In previous versions of Maxi Boost On, the Kowloon assist was broken in one hit. In this game, they did increase its durability. It doesn't say how much, but it does mention that before it used to go down in one BR shot. So that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Now it takes more than one hit to go down. That's good.
Something else I should probably mention after this video.
Nice. Very nice. Bonk. We going in.
Holy shit.
Got some damage. That was worth it.
Oh, he ran right into it. Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
Double Shining Finger Sword. Oh yeah,
shit,
Shining Gundam,
Double.
guys. So hell yeah! If you want to play Shining Gundam, be prepared. Prepare your cheeks because you're gonna see yourself getting wiped a lot.
Jesus Christ, man, that damage is nuts.
Yeah,
like it's kind of making me think that, like, I figured that just because of the fact that its damage is so freaking explosive, that it shouldn't be a C tier. Because I mean, sure, the better players tend to win more, but that damage potential that it has, it seems like it's just has a very high potential of stealing rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you guys want to see a Sinanji replay before you go?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Check this one out. Me and Riddler Zone, bro. Me and Riddler Zone, we was out there.
Yeah.
Riddler Zone was out there. I'm not gonna lie, yo. Breaker Prime is kind of crazy.
Yeah, he's pretty strong.
Yo, oh my god, dude. I was just like, dang.
I think I fought him against him plenty of times in GVS, and I think in full boost at some point too.
I don't remember fighting him in Gundam Versus, or maybe he just wasn't there that often.
Yeah, I don't think he was there as often.
Oof.
And going up against Riddler's Lupus is quite a treat sometimes.
Dude, I mean, I watched this from his point of view. I'm like, bro, how are you playing? What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Right? Because like he's switching both targets faster than me. I'm like, whoa.
Yep, because the way he plays, it would probably make anyone seem a little bit slower in comparison because he's always looking for any opportunity in order to swoop in and just get either a knockdown or some good damage.
And he sees it too. He sees it too, dude. He sees it. That's the thing. He always sees it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like most players don't see it. They just stay back there. You know, pick pot shots. Nah, this boy, he's in there, man. He gets it.
Yep. And he always pairs his attacks too, because that's a lesson that I've learned from him in particular. The more you pair your attacks, the harder you are to punish.
Pair?
Because, yeah, basically you do one attack and just follow it up with another. So you pair those attacks similar to like how you do in certain fighting games as well.
Yeah.
And the safer the pairing is, the better. And the more you can put someone into a disadvantage, the better.
I agree actually. Cause he looked away. He looked away at me. He caught a red punch. Riddler. Oh no. Riddler got in there. He said hi there.
And just like that.
Cost me one full life. But yeah, there's one more thing I want to say about Shining. When you get your super form bar up to 100%, know when to pop it off. You know, you don't want to just pop it off carelessly because then that'll leave you wide open. Some people even know.
Kind of like burst.
Yeah, some people will know when it happens and they'll immediately try to stop you from doing it, and it's kind of annoying.
Mm.
Like if you play properly, you know, you landed the melee, you landed a few Hadoukens, you'll get your super form at like 300 HP. Some people will see this. Stop this. Don't let them do this. Keep your guard up. Find a safe time to do it. Pop off your super. Go nuts. But anyway.
Yeah, I noticed you can't do you can't hold back to cancel the animation thing.
Nope.
But you can boost out of it though, right?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah, you can. Unless you're out of boost. Then you're kind of stuck in the air for a second. But
okay.
As far as Shining goes, this is how you want to play Shining. F burst, B bait, and get that sweet melee, bro.
So, just a few more questions before we call it a night here. Do you have any advice for any beginners in general?
Yeah, not just for your soup, but just in general.
Yes, I do. For anyone that wants to pick up the game, it's a fighting game. You know, there's really no tricks or gimmicks. I mean, you know, just learn how to move, learn how to fly, land safely. If you get hit, that's fine. You know, get in there, fight. You know, learn how to move, but just fight. And if your shot doesn't hit, just try again. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you, if I had some replays from when I first started, ooh, oh man,
Everybody gets that ass whooped when they start.
Yep.
Exactly, man. It just takes time, brother. It just takes time. So for all you beginners out there, keep up the great work. Keep playing. Feel for it. You know, you'll get there eventually. You know, just fly to your heart's content. But remember to fly. You're a pilot. Fly. But
right.
you know, yeah.
And what about any pitfalls? Anything to avoid?
Banshee, 3K.
Don't play 3Ks as a beginner.
No. Oh.
No, I thought that's what you meant. No. I'm sorry. When you were saying pitfall, you're saying Banshee's a pitfall?
For Shining, yeah, like that suit. Oh, I can't get in there. Suits that have really good melee defense are just so annoying to Shining. But any pitfalls? What do you mean by that?
things to avoid, bad habits, or anything that you feel that can make it harder for a beginner to get into the game.
Yeah, try not to okizime, because not only are you leaving your partner alone, you're leaving yourself wide open.
Mhm.
Try to get into the fight as much as possible.
So basically, you think that if you're a beginner and if you knock an opponent down, instead of doing okizeme on them, you should be pushing the 2v1. That makes more sense.
If you're a beginner, you should just be shooting as just shoot, 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 fly, shoot. And if you see the melee, go for it. Because us experienced players, we're used to the timing. We get the rhythm. We see the landings. We can see the punishing. You know what I'm saying? We can shoot and then follow up with the melee. Beginner players, they can't quite see this. They don't see what we see. So for them, the best thing I can tell them is keep shooting, and eventually you'll see it too. If you're confident about going in for the melee, go for it. Do it to your heart's content. But for the most part, just shoot. Keep your distance. Fly, land, shoot. Fly, land, shoot. Remember to land. Because if you overheat, you're stuck in the air and you're an easy target. Most of the basic stuff they went over in the tutorial, because the game is very simple. Everyone just makes it look hard because the skill cap is just it's up there, right? There's guys that have been playing this game for years, right? That skill cap is, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm not the best player in the world, but their players are even better than me. And
yeah, that's one thing that's kind of frustrating. That is one thing that's kind of frustrating when you play when you're playing somebody that when the skill level is vast, it can be pretty frustrating.
Well, the thing is, it's just like who's faster. When you've been playing for so long against people who've also been playing for so long, they've been playing at you know what I'm saying? They're more used to certain situations. They've seen certain attacks more often than others, so they're quicker to think on what tool to use. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But as far as beginner players go, just fly to the best that you can do, land, follow all the texts they're telling you to do. The FUA, boost hop, break cancel. Learn how to do those definitely. It's all muscle memory. Just remember to fly and shoot. Stick to the basics, and you should be fine. Everything else will come naturally.
Let me see this video that Fox put up.
Oh no.
It's a series of unfortunate events.
As usual, right? So, what's going on?
Oh. It was just a video that Fox linked.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I'm sure I've shared my 2 tidbits on Shining Gundam. That being said, thank you very much for having me on the stream. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Oh, I almost forgot the most important question.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
What is the theme song associated with Shining Gundam players?
What is the theme song for Shining Gundam players?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a theme song?
I think you need to give him some context, bro.
Okay, so basically, from the Exia episode, we had this idea that Exia players tend to be gorillas, right? So we found some like theme songs to kind of emphasize on that point. Some people link like themes of like Rajang. Some people link things of like Dial M for Monkey.
We should show him that video, shouldn't we?
I got it. No, I totally understand.
I suggested the theme for Dial M for Monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. You know, I frankly, you know, I'm not sure. Oh no, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Nah, it's okay.
Person music.
That's okay.
It doesn't have to be right away, but if you do come up with it.
What kind of song would be a good song? Shining.
I mean, you could just play Shining from Armored Core. That would be fine because it has the same name, so that's fine.
No, it just has to like. Do you want a threatening song or do you want a funny song?
Either or, just whatever kind of fits Shining Gundam players in general.
Well, since most Shining Gundam players are probably gonna just rush in there, unga bunga.
And you could probably link it. Hangar.
How about Born to Be Wild?
Oh, that's a simple pick, but effective.
That should make sense. Good one. Good one. I approve.
Cool.
Yes. Born to be wild.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. Good one.
And then all you see is meh.
And we can't really end this episode without the video. Sure.
Yeah, you have to play that. You have to.
It's showtime.
Woo! It's showtime! Woo!
That clip is so good.
Yeah. I think it's a classic at this point. It's a classic at this point.
Aqua Kel posted some music just now.
Yep. Sento Danji.
Oh man.
But before you really go, do you have any social media or anything you want to like plug before that, or good?
Where'd he go?
You there, Zero?
I think he might have dropped. Shows he's there, but I think he might have dropped.
Let me check. There's said his seems like he's speaking. Oh, there he dropped. Well, I guess house back on in. Something. Not. So, and the from there. Oh wait, is can you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Ah, okay. I'll just wait for him a little bit, see if he hops back on. If not, oh, yep, there we go. Yeah, it seems like Discord dropped you from the connection, from the conversation. So, see if you can hop back on in and probably go from there. Let's wait back on.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey.
Yeah, I have returned. The
Yeah.
return.
And like I said before, do you have any social media or anything you want to plug before then?
Okay. No, not yet. Busy. I can't right now. Go. Okay, I'll be there in a second. Go, go, go.
Yep, it'll be quick.
No, Jasper. I'm really sorry, guys. This is my sister's kid.
Ah,
Oh
He
no,
wants
that's no
to.
big deal. Oh.
that's
Okay,
no
okay,
worries.
okay, okay. I look. Oh
Time-
my god.
Time to teach him Shining Gundam.
Competition on the way. Oh, you hear him? You hear that excitement? Yep.
Yep.
Kids can't get enough of that.
Eh?
Anyways, cool. Christmas tree.
Ooh. We're selling up,
Yeah,
setting
man.
up for the holidays.
Dude, it's a season, bro.
Yep.
Eggnog, mistletoe,
Mariah Carey.
What?
what? Turkey, a turkey key.
Yep, and sometimes Christmas ham too. And
Oh my
Thanksgiving
god,
ham.
honey baked ham. Oh, honey
Oh
baked ham.
man, the best part
Yeah.
about Thanksgiving is always going to be the leftovers. No ifs,
Definitely.
ands, or buts about it.
And like the mashed potatoes and like
Yep,
the turkey with the rice. You guys have turkey with rice?
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Usually with brown rice and beans.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So, anyways,
Oh man, then we're good. We're good to go then, huh?
Yep, I think we're good to go. If you have any social media, or if you don't,
oh yeah, I have my Facebook. I just share memes.
Mm.
I got my Instagram, but I don't really do social media like that. I'm just around. I play the game, enjoying life. Nothing too serious.
yeah,
If
that's
you
the
ever
way to
want
go.
to partner up, you know where to find me.
Yep.
But yeah, as far as Shining Gundam goes, good luck and Godspeed. You're gonna need it.
Or Godfinger.
Even better. Heat and
All right. It was nice having you on, Zero, man.
yeah, man. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Добрый день, благодарю вас. Спасибо. Спокойной ночи.
Have a good one, fellas. Thanks for dropping by.
All right. Yep. We Americans have our Thanksgiving this month. Usually it was on like the 25th, but I think now I think it's because of leap year, it's the 26th. But yeah, that's when we have ours. And I guess Canadians have theirs in October too. I think I remember here. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Yeah, that's exactly it. But in any case, I'm gonna pack things up for tonight. Thank y'all for stopping on by and watching and listening to our podcast. Let me just get the debriefing. And shout out to Zerobase for stopping on by, imparting his wisdom on the ever so powerful and ever so famous Shining Gundam. Hopefully there might be some more Shining Gundam players that might be on the path. And if they've come across this video or this podcast in general, they'll definitely learn some very important things too. But until then, thank you all for stopping on by. Hope you have a wonderful time, a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, listening to this. And most importantly, happy holidays. I know it's a time to spend with family. The virus has kind of made things a little bit difficult, but sometimes you gotta learn how to improvise. Sometimes it doesn't always have to be person-to-person contact. If you could just make something work, you can probably do so. Just stay safe, stay healthy, and whatever you do, keep shining on. Peace out.